Why are you telling me your tales here? If you're so smart, then maybe you know a way out.
The way out, my colleague, is through the entrance. It's time to get out of this game. Look, yeah, we have money, and what good does it do? There is nothing for us to do in this country. The number of alcoholics and morons is larger than the whole population. It's all polluted, education doesn't exist, and that new auto plant? It is not real. There's no other way than to leave and wipe this nightmare from our brains.
To leave? And who's going to let you do this? You'll never forget this nightmare because it won't ever let you wake up. We do have money. But whose money is it? Is it yours, really? Can you actually spend it? Or offshore it? Can you legalize it? Give it to your children? Don't lie to yourself. Don't be like the others. You're in a trap, and the trap will only open its jaws once you are good and deceased. We can buy our way out of a criminal suit, maybe a nice mansion, a few cars, expensive tutors for the kids, but that's about it. See, you're like a hamster on a wheel, no freedom to be seen while the system rolls right on. Why don't I tell you a fairy tale, my special friend? Once there lived a smart guy like you. He found a job, settled in, and slowly rolled along with his life. Then he looked around and rolled a bit faster. He was allocated a budget and he administered it wisely, and by the rules, he got his cut, you know what I mean? Why would you ever build a fence for $1 million when it can be done for so much more? So he rolled on like this. The books looked good. Sometimes they didn't quite balance, but mostly it was a well-oiled machine. He'd give a taste to get off in court, give a taste to avoid an audit, he'd give a taste to whomever caught him and get away. But came the day he decided, enough. I've made enough for myself and my kids. No more risk. Everything can change. I'm leaving the game. Quietly. I need to move my money out and leave. I got away from Grandma. I got away from Grandpa. I got away from the traffic cop, the prosecutor, and the tax police. And I can get away from you, Mr. Fox.
And what?
What? Just letting him go would have been a total loss for the Fox. Nobody leaves. The Fox hates feisty people. To those who want to leave, he gives a very tough time. Bounces them from the tax police to the DA to court, bleeds them dry and tosses them in jail. You asked for it, gingerbread man. Why are you silent? Hello? Are you even here?
Leave him alone. He looks like he's asleep. What can I say? You seem to be making some good points, so I didn't chime in. So what do you want? To win? Or not to lose?
Not to lose.
Oh girl, I'm gonna show you when you're mine, oh mine, mine, oh mine. Treasure, that is what you are.
Now, can you please tell me what a woman's body has to do with selling beer?
All right. Number one, if it wasn't for beer, there'd be at least 3 people who probably wouldn't even be married. Me, Jefferson, and probably Lisa Marie Presley. And number 2, since men buy beer, advertisers have to cater to what we want. And, hold on to your corncob pipe, we like pretty women. Ergo, pretty women sell good products, ugly women sell tennis rackets. Pretty women cars, ugly women minivans. Pretty women make us buy beer, ugly women make us drink beer.
Past lives
Oh no!
What? What did he bounce off of?
This is Sparta!
See that faint glow in the distance?
A star?
Actually, it's the universe. We're in the space beyond.
Wait, I thought the universe was everything.
There's always more to reality than one imagines.
Nothing ever makes sense when you're around.
That's a fair criticism.
Which still doesn't explain how Ben met himself in the future. But it wasn't this guy.
You traveled into cross-time.
Like a parallel world?
Exactly.
That's why the me in the future didn't remember it happening to him before.
Cross-time is made up of parallel versions of the history we know. But there are hundreds of them. A world where Gwen found the Omnitrix. A world where Albedo turned to Alien X and was trapped motionless for nearly a year. A world where you didn't have to destroy the Omnitrix to defeat Vilgax. These worlds are all every bit as real as our own, but they cannot, must not be allowed to leak into ours.
Wait until the end.
Happening right now across the globe. As of about 3 minutes ago, 7:15 Eastern Time, 99% of the entire world's population is facing the sun. That means we're all experiencing some degree of sunlight at the exact same time, either full daylight or, for a lot of other folks, twilight. If you look at the map right there, just the Pacific Islands and Australia, the Australian region, are fully in the dark. 99% of the world.
And California. Poor California.
Yes.
You know what, though? What a cool phenomenon.
Thing to bring us all together, literally to bring all of us together, because at this moment, I'm talking right now, 7:15, 99% of the population of the Earth is in some sort of daylight or sunlight. Now, this is due to the fact that the Earth has a tilt to it, 23.5 degrees. So it's the way it's rotating around the sun and the way it's orbiting in general. But right now, at this time in the calendar year, this doesn't happen every day. This only happens today, and it only happens right now. 7.68 billion people are in daylight or in twilight. The only spots that are not in daylight right now are Australia, Papua New Guinea, and New Zealand. Outside of that, the rest of the world is in daylight. Do you like that?
Let me tell you something. Yeah. I'm going to give you 48 years of study. I'm going to give you a secret. Okay. Nothing in this world is what you think it is. Nothing operates the way you think it does.
What do you mean?
Nothing operates the way you think it does.
What do you mean?
Government does not work the way you think it does.
It's not about people voting for a president.
No, it has nothing to do with that. We're talking money. We're talking control, corporations, big business, period.
It's all big business and money.
Period.
Yeah.
End of sentence. Now, religion is a corporation. It's all the religions of the Western world, especially in the Western world, all religions operate under maritime admiralty law. So there are certain...
What do you mean maritime admiralty law?
Maritime admiralty is the law of water. And I've talked a lot about this in the past. I'm going to talk a lot about it in the future.
Okay.
There are only two things on the earth, on this earth, land and water.
Right.
So there are two kinds of law, the law of the land and the law of water. The law of the land is the custom of the people who live on a particular piece of land. So the law of the land is different in every country.
Right.
I mean, you can do things in Russia you can't do in America.
Right.
You can do things in South Africa you can't do in China because it's the law of the land. That particular piece of land has their own custom. So the custom of the people living on a particular piece of land is called the law of the land.
Okay, got it.
But there is also a larger, far more important law on the earth. It's called the law of the sea. the law of the water. And when you get into, and then that law is referred to in courts as maritime admiralty. Maritime admiralty is the law of water. Once you understand the law of water, it opens up a world of occult hidden symbols and hidden foundations on how we live.
What are some of those laws that we're not aware of?
Oh my goodness! When you walk into a courtroom, why do you go to court? You play basketball on a court. You play tennis on a court.
Right.
Yeah. How do you play tennis on a court? You play with a racket. Come on. And so the judge walks out, he rules from the bench, right? Look it up in a Latin dictionary. The word bench is a bank in Latin.
Oh.
And so the judge is ruling for the bank. That's why he wears a black robe, because the black robe represents the planet Saturn, the god of banking and law.
Of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Did it have anything to do with your visit?
Today we can definitively say that the Gaddafi regime has come to an end.
The world is a better place with Gaddafi gone.
Gaddafi succeeded to rule Libya for over 42 years because he managed to gain support of many Libyan tribes by providing them with free water, almost free gasoline, free health system, as well as cheap and affordable education. 1. In Libya, there was no payment for electricity during Gaddafi's reign. Electricity was free for all citizens. Fuel, education, and healthcare were almost free or close to nothing for most Libyans to afford. 2. With an excellent management of oil revenues, the Libyan state had managed to store hundreds of tons of about 143 tons of gold, according to WikiLeaks, and the same amount of silver. All these resources were going to make Libya the most influential country in Africa, supplanting France, for instance. 3. There were no interest on loans in Libyan banks and state-owned financial enterprises. Loans were given at 0% interest rate by law. 4. Living in a house was a must-have issue for all Libyans. Gaddafi even vowed that his parents would not get a house until everyone in Libya had one. In fact, having a house in Libya was considered a human right. 5. All newly wedded couples in Libya received money from the government to build their new apartments. 6. Necessities were given out freely or at very affordable prices to Libyans to better their lives, amongst others. All these were seen as provocative and dictatorial to those who were not in support of Gaddafi's projects, which at the end culminated to some fighting and subsequent killing of the revolutionary leader of Libya. All these other reasons why Gaddafi was killed are gotten from the Muslim Times media source. Gaddafi even carried out the world's largest irrigation project in Libya, the Great Man-Made River. This project utilized giant pipes to send fresh water from the Nubian sandstone aquifer system Fossil Aquifer across Libya, and was fully funded by the Libyan government. No loans from the IMF or China. Unfortunately, NATO forces intentionally and under strict orders destroyed this irrigation system, and even went further to destroy the factory where the pipes for this project were manufactured. This was a project that was aimed at helping Libyans, so why destroy it if your goal is to free the same Libyans? That is how you saw it on this video titled, The Real Reason Why Gaddafi Was Killed.
Okay, I get it. I get some tension in the room. Let's just address it. Why the hell did they get me to host this thing? No, I'm serious. Biggest night in sports? They couldn't go out and get Kevin Hart, Matt Damon, Kristaps Porzingis? Instead, they hand it to a guy who spends most of his life in jean shorts and is actually proud of it. Why? Why did they go get a guy from the redheaded stepchild of sport and entertainment? Why did ESPN get a host from the WWE? I mean, it's rigged. Did I just spoil the surprise for some of the people? It's scripted entertainment. What we do is fake, right? So I know what you're thinking. Me hosting the ESPYs, that's crazy. Or is it genius? It's time to take a look at yourself, sports, and realize that you're more like the WWE than you have ever imagined. I'm going to start with the NBA. Cleveland won something. That's actually impossible. There is no way that that wasn't scripted. Especially when you look at the whole story. Okay, LeBron. You used to be a good guy, and then you turned into a bad guy, and now you're a good guy again? And you left the NBA hanging. What are they going to do when they don't have a bad guy? Exactly what we do. They're going to make a new one. My hat's off to football, though. They build characters. Odell Beckham Jr. Hell, he already looks like a WWE superstar. He is one parrot away from being Coco Beware. But I will admit, here is the one place that the WWE has you beat, the one thing we have that you don't. Vince McMahon. A maniacal billionaire pulling the strings behind the scenes who uses every trick in the book to manipulate things to his advantage any way he can. Something like that, that is way too crazy for real sports. Or maybe we have more in common than you think.
Hey, congratulations, bro. Congratulations. 3-2. I'm not Korea. Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan?
Yeah.
Ah,
yeah.
good.
Thank you.
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
3-2.
Yeah, I know.
3-2.
Yeah. Ис вақт алып жүрмін бәріне.
Stop that.
He likes you.
I'm good with my hands.
搞错了，再来。
Okay, that's Keanu now, and here he is in Bram Stoker's Dracula in 1992. He's barely aged a day. How old are these photos? And who are all these women? Hollywood immortals?
The Illuminati has spread their message using the charisma of actors for centuries, but get this, they found a way to keep them alive so their star power never dies.
Hollywood's leading men are making themselves immortal using the blood of young women. They're all hundreds of years old.
Every ageless leading man is one of them. Nicolas Cage, Brad Pitt, Larry David, and the most bloodthirsty of them all, Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's why they all date 19-year-old models who we never see again, for their blood.
Shit, I have to go to my next cleanup job. Someone on the internet found out Margot Robbie is CGI. Call me later.
Reagan, you gotta tell...
I am all family. What's poppin', man? Look, I told y'all they put the truth in these movies and TV shows, bro. This is a scene from the Are We There Yet series in 2012. Watch to the end, I'm telling you.
Yeah, how serious is this monkey flu?
Not serious at all, because it's not true. See, the government likes to covertly test the emergency response system every once in a while to see how people mobilize, the authorities respond, and the public react.
Wait a minute, so this is just a drill?
Exactly. They do it all the time. Remember SARS?
Yeah.
A drill. See, the head of the CDC, they the only ones know it's a drill. So if y'all...
Homeboy who actually told me about Tinder. What's up, Ray Ray? He told me to get this like Pokemon's app right here, so I went and got it, and they got these cool little characters like dinosaurs and ducks and shit, you know.
This guy shows up and he starts calling the Pokemon by the wrong names. I don't know, just on purpose to patronize me, making fun of me. I don't know what his deal was. He called Bulbasaur.
That's Onion Turtle.
Geodude.
Punchy Rock.
Meowth.
That cat with them long ass arms.
Ekans.
Purple shit.
He called Diglett.
That's floor shit right there.
And Doug Trio.
That's 3 floor shits.
He knew Pikachu, but everybody knows Pikachu.
Oh yeah, that's Pikachu right there.
He called Weepin' Bell.
Oh, that's almost a pair.
Weedle.
Party Wiener.
Beedrill.
Everybody know that's Big Dick B.
Bees don't even have dicks. It's a...
This looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me. 'Cause we need a little controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me.
Toot toot.
Bye now.
Goodbye.
With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold
Popsicle. Get your popsicle.
I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along.
Lumber delivery.
What's with the color?
The color.
That's redwood.
If you feel like that's what you
940. There you go. Way to work that diaper, big guy. Hey, no kiss bye-bye for daddy?
You kiss me tomorrow, I'll bite your face off.
Good morning, motherfucker!
Deep truth in a kid's cartoon. There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this brain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
How about this? You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
You piece of dirt. No, I'm wrong. You're lower than dirt. You're an ant.
Let this be a lesson to all you ants. Ideas are very dangerous things. You are mindless, soil-shoving losers. Put on this earth to serve us.
You're wrong, Hopper. Ants are not meant to serve grasshoppers. I've seen these ants do great things. And year after year, they somehow manage to pick food for themselves and you.
A burger for 5 people to share. But the burger is only 4 slices. The first one took a piece. By the time the 5th man, the burger was just about finished. Although the burgers keep appearing on the table. But the 5th man can never eat a burger. This shows that timing is important. The first to go may not always get the best. But the last one may not get anything. It seems to be a fair distribution. But in reality the distribution is not fair. Those who get the good ones always get the good ones. Those who can't get it will never get it. The second paragraph is even more outrageous. 6 people are stacked on top of each other. Open your mouth at the same time. But only the person at the top of the pyramid can eat the burger. The same action keeps repeating. Eventually the people on top became fat. The following people are hungry and thin as a bone. This shows that the top enjoys all the benefits. And the lower level is just a stepping stone for them to get the benefits. Even if you are working hard. The ultimate profiteer will always be the people at the top of the pyramid. The third clip. A young couple is on a date at a restaurant. The woman is holding a burger and looks dainty. Can't make a move on the burger. But the moment the man turns his head, the woman opens her bloody mouth. Swallowed the whole burger in one gulp. When the man turns his head, the woman becomes the same again. The action is repeated over and over again. But what the man sees is always a woman's gentle and lovely side. This shows that seeing is not always believing. Ironically, in real life, those who are not what they
Somebody was asked, Sadhguru, how do snakes die? Where do they die? Because we don't see ever a dead snake unless it's killed by somebody. They're asking this question in a tropical country, and I think it's relevant in California also, where there are actually millions of snakes, but they're quiet lives, they don't show themselves too often unless you step into their terrain somewhere, and they don't show themselves, they're just there. So where do they die? This is something very wonderful, particularly cobras. When they know they should die, they will withdraw, find one perch somewhere and go sit there, and they won't eat. For over 18 to 20 days, they will not eat anything and sit in the same place, and they'll die there. At one time, out of misplaced compassion, I have brought down these cobras because I knew where they would be sitting. I would pick them up, bring them and try to force feed them, try to put some food into them and do something about it. Do what you want, they won't accept a little bit of food. If you leave them, again they go and sit in the same place, they will die there quietly. I'm saying a crawling creature has that much awareness, knows how long this body should be on and when it should go.
Did you know that Qatar, which hosts the World Cup, is a place where there are no poor people? Qatar, which spent $220 billion to host this World Cup. But you have to understand that all previous World Cups combined have only cost $44 billion. On the economic and cultural front, Qatar has leased 2 Chinese pandas for 15 years, which shows how rich it is. Qatar has spent $45 billion on a new city, Lusail, in which all the matches will be played. To keep the players playing at the ideal temperature, Qatar has installed directional air conditioning to cool the turf and stands, and even the seats are leather. Despite spending $1 billion on 180 luxury hotels, and even getting a luxury cruise ship hotel, there is still not enough room for nearly 1.2 million fans. Many fans chose to stay next door in Dubai, so Qatar offered free flights for fans to go to the game every day. The most luxurious World Cup ever. So why is Qatar so rich? Because of the abundance of oil, the export of natural gas, the 500,000 annual salary for workers, the free health care and education, the fact that you only work 3 hours a day and overtime until 2 p.m., and the fact that you have more than 150 days of holidays every day. Do you envy such a life?
我花2天多一，你让我抗这些题。
一个右边，一个左中正，一个右边编的位置没打对，一个打不折，一个正对领，一个接着脚，耗子位置，两个